Yo everybody, what it do? This is Godma. I have to say that I have finally reached 10,000 views, 10,000 video views, so in celebration of this, I am going to cast this game. Yeah, what were you expecting? Something cool? Either way, this is Lost Temple, it's a 1 vs 1. This red Terran player is Mac. He's facing off over this chasm or river type thing. Across that is going to be myself, Rapt as the blue Zerg. Now, given my rate of success with one-on-ones and red Terran players in the past, I should do pretty well. But, at least this time, I remember Mac displaying some better play compared to those previous Terran players. Looks like I have sent out my first Overlord here to make sure I'm not going to get bunker rushed. So knowing that my first expansion is safe, I'm probably going to drop a hatchery there at 15 supply, like I tend to do. But yeah, so 10,000 video views, that's pretty cool. For those of you that have a Starcraft 2 beta key, I hope that you people have at least learned something or have received some sort of information from my videos. And for those of you that do not have a key, I can only hope that these videos have further heightened your anticipation for the July 27 release date of the game. Also, I should thank, in theory, my very few dedicated viewers who helped that video count get up to 10,000. It's a good thing to know that at least I'm doing something correct. So, good and bad news for Mac. The good news is he's getting at that early Marine. There is a professional player, his name is Moo. He likes to do that as well. It's a very good technique. He's not making the best use of this Marine. The idea behind this, getting this early Marine out and play, a very exposed Marine, is that you go around and you go Overlord hunting with it. And try to catch any Overlords in transition, but it looks like he's going to try to catch this guy. I'm going to try to run that to the cliff over yonder. And the Marine was not able to locate this Overlord. But, so yeah, that's the good news. The bad news is that he got this bunker here on his front door, which is not a terrible thing, but a bunker so early in your build order in this location, you could just as easily drop a supply depot there, serve the same effect. I don't need this Marine shelling away at my hatchery. I'm going to send 4 Zerglings at him. They are slowly ripping at his ankles and his tendons, and eventually he will fall down to his death. That second Marine is going to pursue and then retreat with 30 HP. So I was able to keep this Overlord in the air, but I'm not microing him very well. He's just sort of sitting overhead. This Marine is probably going to camp here at these high grass, probably going to let his commander know if any Zerglings are going to be on the way. Mac has switched to heavy infantry. Well, not too heavy. He only has 2 barracks in play, or 1 in play and 1 in the works, and he has 400 minerals. So he does have that factory. He's only operating off of 1 gas. Myself, I'm operating off of 2 extractors. I have my lair tech incoming. My queen here only now has enough for 25 energy. Actually, good use of the queen energy, although at this stage in the game there's no reason not to use that energy. I'm unfortunately supply blocked, and I don't have any Overlords in the making, so that's a pretty big error for myself. If Mac was a better player, he would certainly be able to capitalize on this. But yeah, Mac really needs to spend his minerals. He hasn't made that orbital command yet. And likewise, he's not throwing down any extra barracks. He needs to firstly make an orbital command. He could even afford to drop an expansion at this point. Either that or just throw down a handful of barracks, but he is letting his economy get away from him. So that is a good sign for myself. Where are these drones going? A little bit of a drone adventure. Apparently one of them was dropping that Hydralis den. I don't know why I pulled those other 2 off the line. Just now setting them back to work. Once again, some strange APM from Rapt. The only kind I know how to do. Researching the improved Overlord Carapace, it's always a good thing. My Overlords are now able to drop creep, but I am dropping creep here at this location. That serves to do little more than really intimidate Mac, if anything. But I am just going to be getting some scouting information off this Overlord. Getting improved Hydralisk range, as well as metabolic boost from my Zergling, so it looks like I'm going to be going Speedling Hydralisks. Which isn't terrible, especially considering Mac has these infantry units in play. He is getting siege tanks, so siege tanks are a reasonable counter to Hydralisks. This Overlord now is forced to pull back, but I do see that siege tank, so I know there's factory tech. That Overlord is certainly going to be worth it. This Marauder is sitting on the high ground. He seems to be charged with the role of scout. Small group of Zerglings here, going to be supervised by these Overlords. I now have 3 Hydralisks in play finally. I got this Evolution Chamber very early, but I didn't get any upgrades on that. I can't afford any just yet, but either way I don't want to sit around with an idle Evolution Chamber too much longer. Mac needs to probably expand. He's got a reasonable infantry force. He's got no upgrades on them, however. He also got an engineering base, so both players getting early upgrade buildings, but not in fact choosing to buy any upgrades. Yeah. Bad news for Mac is he is not getting his... Yeah, first of all, I'm just going to go ahead and call Mac a noob. Firstly because he has no orbital command, and he's has a very, very poorly saturated mineral line. See, if you look at my harvester count, I'm sitting at about 27 harvesters, so that makes for one fully saturated location, and like a moderately saturated natural expansion, whereas Red Mac he only has 14 harvesters, which is not even enough to saturate one location fully, so he's struggling, showing signs of inexperience. But hopefully he can make something work for him in this game. His APM